Sit where you normally sit.
Okay. It's going to be done right, you know? Yeah, it definitely is. Hey, good morning. Everybody doing okay? So that's good. That's right. There's probably some back there.
Saltine crackers. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a verse right there.
Yeah, good.
Tea and saltine crackers.
Sounds like a struggling time. Yeah, if you like one, you want to wipe the area off or something like that. That's different. Then I'll pass them around to everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, you want, if you'd like to wipe your little table area off, wipe.
You ought to try your Ritz.
Yeah, I'm set it up a little bit. I like Ritz too.
So,
I ain't supposed to eat them, but I'll tell you what. Gluten free.
oh, we got
Yeah. I was having issues.
Damn, I tell you.
I was having issues and couldn't figure out what it was. And the doctor told me, let's go on. Let's cut your glutens out.
And I'm surprised.
They did. And that was another whole.
Double the dust.
Different story. That's what that dang on.
No, I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah, but I see a little suck. And I know that was from when they fixed that. Yeah, I tell you, I can get somebody else to come
I remember I seen it on that roof. I was saying, yeah, shit. First thing I thought is that thing to call a pile or something, you know.
Yeah, I got the fortune boys to come over here.
Oh, yeah.
Because in the whole thing, he didn't have wire right. What he was doing was, he kept, like it was summertime, he would come over here when he said it wasn't working. He'd come and wire it for the air to come on. Then in the wintertime it wasn't working. He'd come back and then rewire it to make the heat come on. So I got the fortune boys over here, and they got it straight. They said we do need a new thermostat.
Oh, yeah, that's easy.
He said thermostat. We have to cut it set up with oil. So when the power goes off, the oil will kick in. So that thermostat doesn't work there, but that's why he was doing that.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. So yeah, you wipe the area off. You want to do it on your table.
What do you say, boy?
No. Sure. Okay. Oh, me. I kind of set the chairs out so they'd be a little. Got to be away from everybody and like that little social distancing and.
Oh, get my message.
Yeah, we'll follow up that here in a minute. So
I'm still working on that. They're trying to get a grant.
Yeah, so that's part of one of the things we're talking about. There's a couple things we got today, so I want to take everybody to Saturday. And I'll wait for Lee to get himself together. We got all good. I'll take your time. I know I ain't seen Jack yet, but we'll wait a couple more minutes and then if not, we'll get started. Hey, speak of the devil. Talk me up. You want a little wipe the area off?
You think I need to give me one?
It's kind of dusty.
I'll wipe something off.
Put it that way, I had that paper clipped up, like see what that paper looked like.
These are Chinese wipes,
Oh, man.
You won't believe what I heard last night. My lady friend came over the house to dinner last night.
The anal swab?
The anal swab.
I read it.
I believe I read it. Hey, another swab. Nose swab.
Now you bend over and they got this thing, you stick it just up your butt and get samples.
You know the first thing they tell you when you go for that? Relax your muscles.
I'm gonna relax with somebody. Somebody back there gonna stick a stick up my butt. You tell me how I'm gonna relax.
Drink sweat popping on your ball here.
Yeah.
All right, well, since we got the gang all here, I would, as usual, like to start off with prayer for our meeting. If you like to do this prayer, we appreciate it.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, for this beautiful day here in this. Lord, we thank you for your love, your mercy, and your grace. And Lord, we thank you for the many blessings you blessed us with. Pray, Lord, you go with us and guide us and make us through this day, Lord. Lord, we pray that this meeting will be a success for you, Lord. We ask this in Jesus' name.
Amen.
All right, I'm not going to talk about minutes or anything because it's been a while since we had a meeting, so we'll do that next time. Report, but really just want to get to a couple things that I have, and one, I put a little, I guess first and foremost I want to say is that, I was glad that everybody has been, safe out here and hasn't had any issues, and it's good to see that. It's just some trying times for everyone, and, continue to do the right thing, even when people are doing the wrong things. I've called people out, I've done things myself. I said, as I was saying outside earlier, I've had employees and had managers and people that work for me that's left this world because of this, and so be careful out there and be safe. Yeah. It's crazy, it's out there, and we tell people don't come to work if you're sick, but we still have people that they got to work because they need the money, and even though every one of my buildings do temperature checks, temperatures don't show everything, and a couple of us have left this world, so. I put something out in everybody's boxes to talk about some of the things that's been going on. I just want to give everybody an update because this is one thing that we were sitting here stagnant because things do still continue to happen, and just want to keep everybody informed of what was going on out there. And probably the big thing that I want to talk about today is the A&A grant for the recognition that's out there now. There are some things that Kena, which is the name of the group that was hired by the National Park Service, not hired, but was given the grant to help write the A&A grant for us. So now we're not looking at how to drain their accounts and then somebody's going to work for us. I want to explain a little bit about the A&A grant and then talk about some things that we need to do to help get this along in setting, which we have to do, set a budget, and then we have to show them a budget for when they write the grant. But what this is going to do also, it's going to give opportunities for people here on the reservation to be employed, because they want, and we have to be a part of some of the things that are happening. So there's going to be an administrator of the grant. Cannot be myself or any of the council members that are in this room, but if they want it to be a tribal member. If we want it to be one of those people, then if I'm looking at you the heck out of it, I'm looking at you. If you want to be the administrator of the grant, then you would have to step down and for the 2 years, and he could be the administrator for the grant, and then there's other positions under the administrator. If someone on the council wants to do that, and that's, stay tuned, more to come on that. Those positions are paying around anywhere from $40,000 to $65,000 a year.
Wow.
So if that's something that I want to think about, we can surely think about.
What does A&A stand for?
And that's right, I'm going to look at you because I'm terrible on that.
It's Administration of Native Americans.
Say again?
Administration of Native Americans.
Administration of Native Americans.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do what they call seeds grants, which are grants for economic development opportunities for tribes. And they also do a one-time shot at federal recognition grants. So you can one-time ask for funds to fund your federal recognition petition or efforts.
And it's and this is not like a 1-year deal. It's a 2-year process to get everything together. Well, excuse me, for the federal recognition. So so like I said, the National Park Service, even in my letter, they gave like $2,500 to us for the federal recognition, and then they paid to hire Kina to help to write the grant. Give a little information about those guys. They are the young lady. One of the girls who work on is Ashley Atkins from Monkey. She works for them, but the lady who runs it, she's the one who helped write the criteria for federal recognition. And basically,
She's had some success.
Oh, yeah.
her success has been never had somebody been denied from with some of the things she's written.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She's also basically said that they are been waiting for us to put our petition in. They're like, well, what are we waiting for? Because I'm not saying 100% it's going to happen, but
It's most likely.
most likely because they've been waiting. Why the half and I haven't put the petition.
So small, you know.
But they're waiting for that to happen. And just talk about the federal recognition, and I'll talk more about that. I mean, if you look around at some of the other tribes that have gotten their federal recognition now, what they're doing. I mean, up in Mackinac, the Indian Health Service, they bought the old doctor's office, and now they're cranking up Indian Health Service. They bought that 68.
I thought the Park Service bought the doctors.
No, up in Mackinac bought it. Yep. Yeah.
Right on 360.
Right on 360. Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're getting ready to open up.
I swear I saw King County over there.
Oh no! Besides that, so at the pharmacy they did.
Okay.
Kingman Pharmacy.
Yeah. But the doctor's office they bought.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And so they're going to start the Indian Health Service up there. Matter of fact, they've hired one of our tribal members to work up there. So that's happening. They also purchased that 60-acre farm and house that was been on 30 right there across from their travel center. I mean their tribal lands. They purchased that, and this is all not from out of their pocket. This is just from the federal monies they're getting to help them do that. So this is things that can help us prosper and grow.
Yeah.
We make this happen without draining our area.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard for us to gain money back.
Oh yeah. So that's the whole thing with the grant that to help us out. So just kind of laying some of the groundwork on that. And there's some of the things that we have to do now because we have to we're building the budget, but there's information that we need to give them so they can put into the grant itself. I know Brandon tried it a few years ago, and we gave him what he wrote, so they're utilizing some of that. But then there's just some basic information they need from us, and I kind of want to go through that today and just talk about. I got some cheat notes. I got some bullet points. I got some cheat notes. But go ahead.
I just wanted to say a couple things. I want to make sure everyone's clear that. So there's 2 steps, right? So Kenna is writing a grant for us. So we got that hurdle done where the cost of them for their services to write a grant, right? So they're writing the grant for us in May. And then from there, the grant is due, I think, in April or May this year. So they only have a couple more months left to get it together to submit to the A&A. And then I think in September of this year is when they'll announce the grantee. So we don't have anything yet, right? So this first step is us working with Kenna to get all the grant document, together to submit for them to review to award us the grant. Just want to make sure everyone understood what the steps in the process.
And then with that too, we're starting anybody wants to be involved in it, by all means, let me know, and I'll get you guys on the list to be part of the calls to talk about what it's really basically these things that they're asking for right now that they need. And but I have no problem if any of you guys want to be a part of the call and listen in and see what's going on.
Can you share with us some of the things they're asking for?
Oh, that's what I'm going to do right now.
Okay.
We're going on the list. One is that there's a survey they want all the tribal members to complete. It's online, and we're going to send it out. Some of the things it's asking on the survey is, because I looked at it, and I told we weren't going to send anything out until we had this meeting. We talk and make everybody aware. And like people saying, what I got here, I don't know what's this going on. But it's asking them, some of the things it's asking is just like, I'm trying to think of something, because it's only like 10 questions. It's not a long thing, but it's really just talking about tribal community, what you're looking for, things what you're looking for, if you're looking for, economic development for the tribe, or if you looking to, and Brandon, did you look at it?
I just know that it's more demographic based, so trying to just pull information out to put together in the actual application to show what the need is in the community, what people are wanting, what the community members, because one of the biggest parts of this is the community, is making sure that they benefit or participate in the grant.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that they want the tribe has to have involvement here. And I'll go back to something else later when I go down here when I get to the names, but they want to make sure that the tribe is involved and not that we're paying consultants to do stuff. That's why they want to have the 3 people who want to administer the grant. They want to have 2 people under them to help, do some research, do some things of that nature to make sure that the tribe is buying in. We're not just
interacting with it.
Yeah, we're not just paying consultants to do everything, and we're not even.
If they want the money to go back to the people.
Yeah, they don't want it to go to consultants. So that'll be coming out to everybody. We'll send that out, and it's just a link you click on, answer the 10 questions, and boom, submit. And that's going to go to. I'm going to skip for something, and that's going to go to tribal members. Everyone who's been. Everybody, not just living here, but everyone who's been enrolled that's on our tribal roll.
Correct.
And that's one of the things that we have to give them is enrollment at tribal roll. They want to see that. In which we have, bottom line, we have 2 of them. We have the one from what we gave Uncle Webster. I look at you, Lee, because you've been a part of like here a lot, and that when we was giving the tribal cards out, and we had the book, and we kept everybody's name in there. They've got the tribal cards, and then we have the tribal cards that now with the pictures and things of that nature. So,
but what's the ballpark figure? How many people that are actually enrolled? A couple hundred?
300.
Okay.
Yeah, enrolled 300.
All right.
So that's we're gonna give that to them, so they can. That's part of the petition, just to show what your tribal role is, and also adding in that there are more, but this is what's on the roll now that we have documented.
Sorry, documented.
So that kind of goes back to the surveys too. So the survey is going to go out to those people. Also they want, and I've got some cheat notes here. Mr. Lee wanted to say about surveys. Surveys. Okay, share. Surveys are very simple. Back here. But resumes. They would like a resume of the council people, about the council right here. So they would like a resume that's part of this too to talk about. And one of the things they're asking for in the resume is like personal management experience. So it doesn't have to be 8 pages. It could be a 1 page. You can say personal management. I'll get all what they want to everybody in here. Personal management experience with number of persons they manage, so like Lee, for the State Department in your work, and you for what you did, and the number of people that you managed in those time frames. And if you haven't, then you haven't. You manage You manage Brooklyn. So,
Yeah, I only had 3 guys that
yeah, but still, you had your body shop, you had 3 people that you managed. You ran
in the rest.
you ran a business. So they just want to see that we can show that we have people that are on a council that have a little business mind. You know? They know what's going on. They're not just here to give me some money and I just go spend it. And then I'll worry about how I can explain to the government later. You know. They're like, and I'll give you all these bullet points of their project management experience. You know, what type of project do you ever manage, if any? Financial management experience. A lot of people in here have been in management before. You manage budgets. You have your shop. You manage your budget in your shop. So just talk about managing budgets and Lee. I mean, I even look at you. I know you do it at your work, but I would even talk about being the treasurer of the tribe and managing those funds and things of that nature too. I would even put that part of your resume. So I would make all of that a part of it. Other administrative experience that you may have had, out there. And if you don't, it doesn't matter. But this is just some of the bullets they were talking about. Here it is right here: travel budgets, financial management, project management experience again. Any activities in the previous 5 to 10 years, such as annual operating budgets, annual travel events, fundraisers, organizations managed by the tribe, construction, land improvement projects, coordination with the state and local authorities to manage state funds. Right, your alley. That's stuff. And you work for the state now too, so that's right.
All that construction.
Yeah. So that kind of gets it. And even, and I think they said talk about travel events and things that we've done with the tribe. You talk about how we work with the funds for the seawalls and the funds for the hatchery and the things that has happened here on the tribe that everybody's been a part of. So
just operating running the power.
Yeah, all those. I mean, just things of that nature. So that's the big piece in the resumes, and I'll take a snapshot and get you guys this so we can make that happen. You can just take a moment, if you can jot something down, and then we like to get it to them. We have they want a call every week, and they want to do it. I think it's Tuesdays at 10:30, and I can get you all that information too. So you want to be a part of that. Listen in, just to talk about what's going on and where we at on getting this information to them, because that's critical. They need that.
City Bob needs to say. We need to get that together, City Bob.
Oh yeah. Because like I said, the Chicago office, we said April, and they need this to compile the grant.
Got a lot of work to do.
A whole lot of paperwork going on.
The council's going to be over top of the grant once it's awarded, so it's going to be up to us to make sure the people are doing their job who are working it. That's what they want to see our resumes, to make sure we have the capacity to manage the grant.
Yeah, so exactly. Whoever is going to be the minister of the grant, that person is reporting to the council here, on a weekly basis, monthly basis, how we want to do it, to say, hey, this is what's going on, this is where we're at, this is, we spent, $20,000 on this, and because all that's got to be documented, they got to document it, and because all that's got to be turned in to show where the funds are spent. So they report to us, and
that ain't good.
and that's something to think about, to start thinking about too. Is there somebody within the tribe that we think could be that administrator, and somebody that we think that could be that researcher? Because there's 3 positions, maybe 4, like an administrator. Somebody that can help keep all these things in line. Doing payroll and and keeping, notes and minutes and stuff to report to us, so it's gonna be, it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great job.
Yeah, it's gonna be, like I said, anywhere from 40 to, 40 is gonna probably be the admin, and that probably is, and then up, the administrator is probably about anywhere from 65 to 70, depending on how everything else comes into place, because it's a certain number, and I can't remember that number. I was looking at you, Brandon, because I know we had talked to them the other day, and there's a number that we can only get to.
Right.
They can only get, and I want to say that in my head it's 265, but I might be wrong. But again, that's all part of we will be talking about. We all will be involved in.
Down the road,
Yeah. And as soon as this grant is written and the budget is laid out, we will all be involved in that too. We'll know what's what. It's, no hidden here. It's not me or Brandon that's running off doing this, and they would come back. Okay, this has happened. This is why we got all you guys at the end of the day. So everybody's on the same page. No hidden here. It's all on the table. We talked about enrollment already. Legal counsel, make a contact with him, which I did with Daryl Jordan, and that's already been done. I did reach out to him, and his firm is willing to. He's back. He's not on the West Coast anymore. He's back in Northern Virginia, and his firm is willing to work with us. That they're Native American law. This is what they do. They get work on federal recognition for tribes. So he's willing to work with us, and there's what you have to show in this grant too is that there are matches that
in kind, I think.
It kind of and it basically matches like so. So Daryl's their fee is $275 an hour. They put it in writing and said to them their fee is $275 an hour. But their match is going to give us a $50 an hour discount.
They're going to do what?
Give us a $50 an hour discount. So that goes towards that match, towards the grant. And I'll get to another one in a minute. So that's things like that will be going through the whole process. So there are matches that people that we are going to have to work for us.
Which will come out of their funds until the grant is.
That's all part of the
grant itself?
Yes, all part of the grant. So nothing's coming out of our pocket. All this is, we need all this information to build the grant to show the dollar amount and where everything's going.
Okay, got it.
Because ANA requires the grant person gets us with us to put money up too, but if you don't want to put the money up, you can use in kind, so you can get people to donate time or donate office space.
Yeah.
And you can use that towards what you're supposed to bring to the table. So that's what we're trying to offset the money that I think it's 10 or 20% of the total grant you have to bring to the table yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to get the people to
use donations to
offset
money.
bucket of money.
And that's how they're structuring the grant.
Right.
So no money comes out of our pocket.
The $50,
So no money comes out of our pocket.
Towards it. Yeah, the offset.
Yep. So that's the whole key. The key is not for us to have to pay to anything. And there could be some things that we have to donate, we time ourselves that we'd be donating, like today. Just donating that time. So that's the things that's to be put in here too. That's part of the match, as we say. And then we go by to from legal. Chris is still to be involved because he has to. The things that he has to write. He also is going to do a match. He's not going to, the amount, and I'm going off the top of my head, he was saying this year it would be like $90,000 for him to finish up, and he's not, so he put that out there, then he talked to them, and then he's given a portion of that as the match. So it's not to be the true 90 he needs, he put that number up there so he
can use
so they can show the match. So, and again, that'll be all laid out in the budget when they get it all put together.
And I always say too that he said he wants us to get this, so that's why he's willing to bend his, he really wants to work with us. He wants to see us be successful with the petition. So he's willing to bend his fee a bit to get us there, to make sure everything works out in the number.
So that's another piece of the match. one of the other things that we need, that's all part of the budget too, is really the community building here. They're writing in the grant to pay us rent
For the building.
for the building to use it as an office. So they need to know square footage and an estimate of assets. I gave a ballpark, but I told them I'd get a better number. Again, I told them it was probably about 4,200 square feet. Okay, yeah. But
That's a house right there. I think you missed the story.
I don't think it's 4,000. I was going to say maybe like 1,500 or 1,600. I don't know.
All you gotta do is measure.
Multiply.
But I can tell you, I have a
That should be.
More than 1,600.
I think it's probably, if I had to take a guess, I think it's probably 22,000.
I can't say it so without the
My house is almost as big as this, it's 1,700 square feet.
Yeah, I'm not talking about this room, I'm talking
You're
about
the whole school.
I'm talking the whole building.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
The whole building, I said,
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do like the way you think when you said.
Yeah, go ahead, 4,200. $4,000.
That's right. Iron metal.
Yeah. And then they want to know, and then like the assets that are, I got all that office furniture I got from work that can be utilized.
Yeah.
And so the assets, and they even, make sure I say this right, because I want to get on the front page. They also, I dropped these pages too, so that doesn't square footage, inventory of furniture and office equipment, required monthly costs for the following: utilities, so this kind of stuff I'll look at you, Leon, that you pay the bills, so cost of utilities, phone, which we got a phone line here, but we're just not using it, so we can crank that back up, which is going to have to be done in the other office. And insurance of the facility. That's a big one. I got some pricing too, and to be honest with you, all my stuff's packed up in boxes because I had some
What
floor.
about the maintenance of the building?
I had some floor, yeah, and it says in other. So it's what we list out to them, they will put a price on. So again, this is a way that we can get some things maintained. We can have.
Pay for the shit.
Oh yeah, it's all be written into the grant, so you know.
All right, yeah.
So we can put that in. So that's the little things, not little things, but the things we need for that piece. And others, and that's, and I'm gonna write it down so I won't forget. Maintenance. I did get some quotes when I insured everything what I did. I got some quotes for the insurance to insure this building. I did it a while back before the pandemic came, and they and I got stuff packed away right now because I had new floors put in my house, so I had to get everything out.
Yeah.
So and then I said, well, I got it all packed up. I'm painting. I'm in the painting process now. I figured do it all now and have it done. Upstairs has been done, so I'm not worried about that. I did that a long time ago. I got tired of that dusty old carpet in the house, so I got rid of that. But I'll call Farm Bureau and just ask them to send me that quote again, and I'll have it to everybody to let everybody know. But he quoted it 2 ways for me, and glad that we talked about that before about having insurance. And then Denise, matter of fact, as I walk my dog, I usually track 5 on the road, and she asked me one day, she said, "Do you got insurance over there?" I said, "Funny you asked." I said, "I got a quote," and she was going to look up. And this is how long ago when she told me this, and she said, "You mind me asking?" I told her no. I knew the number, but I just saw it that day when I was walking. I telling it like 1,700 or something like that. I'm pretty good with numbers, but I think it's probably around 17 or 27, one or the other. And And she said, oh, we got ours through, or she told me another group from the church, and she said, well, this one's cheaper. And I said, okay, well, can you give me that information? She said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll look. If it is cheaper, I'll let you know. If it's around the same amount, I just won't bug you. So she never bugged me, so I figured it was probably right in the same neighborhood. So. But I'll just tell them to send me another copy of that, and we can utilize that as to go in here and for the cost, and we'll go from there. And really, this is the information that's needed for the so they can get started on getting this grant put together. Probably the homework that I said is taken from here is one, if you guys can start working on like a resume of who you are, what you've done in life, and what you're doing now. That's probably the big piece. And the survey, and we'll send out, I think Brandon has a lot of you guys' addresses, and we'll see the link to the survey, and then how, I guess we can talk about that now. How do we want to send the survey out to the other tribal members? Do we want to, I'm looking at you because I know you had a lot of that information, Brandon, I don't
have everyone's email, in here we can email addresses back for the broader body. I don't have everyone's email address to send to, and it is electronic. Yeah. So you have to ask for email addresses.
Or snapshot it.
Or
send it on the list,
or
I wouldn't send a group to you.
I don't, is one of the questions asked if they're actually a child member or their name or anything on the survey?
Or put it on the website.
I was going to say I could put it out on, but I know anyone can click it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if we could be able to weed out those people that may not.
You might not want to put their info there.
Do you have
that'd be the best way to get people.
Yeah, you need to get it straight to the numbers.
To do it.
Yeah, but then you might have
The ones who literally are on the roll.
Yeah.
Only if they have a travel card.
I just wonder if it tells you in your name or if there's something that we can identify if they really should have took the survey or not.
I was trying to see if I could find it.
Maybe we can ask her to add something so we can put it out. Because that's going to be the easiest to get for most people. Because you want most people to do it.
Yeah.
That's we want all the data to go along with it.
Yeah.
So you're not. So.
Did she send you a copy of it?
Probably. I don't know. There's probably nothing wrong if someone does. I mean, I don't know. It's like it's proprietary information or anything like that. It's just a question, but.
Yeah, that's all.
I don't want to skew the data either.
Yeah, you don't want to. If anybody can click on it and do it, then you'd have,
you wouldn't want somebody that got that data because they didn't get a travel card on there and put mud in there.
Because there's some questions that you could put some mud in.
Yeah. See, you got non-natives and natives.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. I put it on the site.
So I think we should ask that they could put a place so someone can put identification some way, whether it be a name or whether it be a question to make sure.
Does it add? And I was trying to find it. Can you just pull up?
I don't know. I'm looking at it.
That's what I.
Do you have the mailing address?
No, it has to be electronic because it goes.
No, the link to the people.
Yeah, it's.
You know what I mean? Or email it or mail it a link. Go here, such. We need this for such.
Yeah, that may be it. I mean, there's a whole lot of people that try to send.
You better eye on these folks.
Please fill out this survey. As soon as possible.
You never know what can happen, man.
I say you have non-natives.
People try to say, we need to keep this close. Yeah, to the roll for a while till we got it together. To the roll.
Well, you can't. I can tell you can't. We got to get the survey out to the people.
Yeah.
That's
On the roll. Yeah.
Yeah, because if we don't, we can't show that there's 6 people who prefer for the survey. They'll say, hey, we're not going to even. We're not going to.
Try to get enough people for this.
Okay, so it does ask for your full name, your email address, your phone number.
Alright.
So they have to put it. So we'll be able to see people who.
Yeah.
You want to? Can you see some of the? Can you hit the survey and ask someone?
I can tell you what it says. So this is what it says: Macedon Indian Tribe ANA's Seeds Grant Support and Community Needs Survey. We are asking. I'm going to take my mask off for a second. So you all can get back to it. We are asking tribal members to respond to this survey on community needs and support for a grant application for administration for Native American social and economic development strategies grant to fund the tribe's efforts to attain federal recognition. Specifically, the grant will fund the establishment of a tribal office that will oversee the research and writing of the tribe's petition for federal acknowledgement. Demonstrating community need and support of the project will help to ensure we have a successful application to submit to ANA and help the tribal government better address community needs in the future. So here's the questions. This section records personal information to ensure we have an accurate picture of the tribe's demographics and the ability to contact you with your volunteer activities related to your interests. Just asking them to participate too, I think, in here, volunteer. So it says full name, question 1, full name. Question 2 is your email address. Question 3 is your phone number. Question 4 is, are you an enrolled member of the Mackinac Indian tribe? So the answers say enrolled, eligible but not enrolled, or no. Your zip code. What age range are you in? So it's age bands. There's a prefer not to answer on that one too if you don't want to give your age. Education, the highest level, so it goes, some high school all the way up to doctorate to prefer not to answer. It asks your employment status, so employed for wages, self-employed, out of work, student, military, retired, unable to work, prefer not to answer. It does ask your annual household income, earned wages, but you have prefer not to answer there too. And I think that's it.
That's pretty simple, man. They just want to be a
So, yeah, that's all that was on that form. So.
Okay. So that's just really you're looking again, getting your demographics and finding out who you have here, and who's a member of your tribe. This is not Mark Custodio trying to get a grant to do something he wants to do. This is having our people truly trying to get a grant.
Yeah, we need as many people as we probably get.
So I can post that link on like our Facebook page or our website, and then type it out for people to do. It's probably the best way, and then say it's a cutoff date because they're going to collect it out, because they're going to have to put their name in there. If they don't put their name in there, then I'm probably not going to use. It's a required field to put your name in it.
Because they did send it to me, and I went through it, and just to see if it would work. But I didn't submit. I just put information, but I didn't submit because I said, So they were you have to submit it, then we would know who's Jimmy or Billy Bob or whoever it may be. But it's really not nothing going on here or there that's negative to even worry about. This is basic information. And then if you just want to say I'm a enrolled member and you want to put NA, I'm going to tell you every one MA, I'm going to tell you if I'm working or not. That's okay. You can do that. So.
Yeah. I think there was one more question. I'm sorry. On the next, it just asked you want to volunteer for any of the projects. That was the last. It was number 10.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, because they did have a list of projects, like the projects that.
I think go to the next page. I had to submit the page, and there was one more page.
Yeah, they see that as it comes up, that we got to do it anyway.
If you said also that gives us an idea of who's out there that's willing to help, and then that's also some of that volunteer time that goes towards the match that has to happen. So really, like I said, that's kind of the big piece of what we need to do. As I said before, the key is we get the survey out, resumes from you guys, and I think everything else is like there. And it's just, if you guys want to be part of the 10:30 Tuesday call, let me know, and I can just see. I'll send you.
That's AM 10:30.
Yeah, I know. They call me and they can we do it here? And I'm like, I got other stuff on my calendar. Mondays. I said, oh no.
Yeah.
Payroll Monday for me. I can't do a Monday.
Because if you leave your email address back, I guess everyone should get an invite. Everyone in this room should have an invite so you can join when you can.
Yeah. So I think y'all given it before, but if you don't mind me today, if y'all can just write your email address down.
Yeah, I think I gotta make sure mine's still active. I use it so long.
And then what I'll do is I'll just shoot the invite that they gave me, and I'll shoot to all y'all today or tomorrow, and that way you have it. If you can get in on Tuesday, by all means, just dial in. We'll go from there.
Are you going to give a kind of like a little list of what we actually need for the resume?
Yeah, I got it right here, and what I'll do is
Be sure we don't leave out nothing.
oh yeah, I will make that happen like today or tomorrow. Yeah. It's
So we'll have something to about it, so we don't miss out.
oh, I agree. That's what, because I made a bullet point to talk about it, and then I said, well, she sent me this, so I'll print this off real quick so I can look at all the things that she said we needed, so I have something I can reference back to. So, by all means, I'll get this to you guys. So I think this is a positive here now. We got the National Park Service behind us.
We got a good opportunity.
They're funding. They're putting that 10,000 out. Well, then they put 12,500 out to be exact to help us to get this funding and opportunity to get this funding, and hopefully we can make it happen. And then in the meantime, we can employ some of our people. And it was a couple of years through the grant, and we get the recognition. We have people that are learning, and that's one of the things they do too. The ones that are writing the grant, they just don't write the grant and throw out people in the office and say, okay, you got to figure this stuff out. They work with them, and they show them that this is what you need to do. You have to do this, this, and this. This is what you have to be keeping track of, like for the admin. This is what you have to track. This is what you have to do. For the people because some of the people are going to be like working for Chris here that will go, like Chris would have the information, say he's already found archives. Well, some of you have to go, he's got it, but you have to go get a copy of it, or can't get the original document.
Yeah.
A copy of it. So Chris says in Charlottesville, at the library, and this is the number, and so we have a person that goes and they drive up there and come back, and boom, we got that document. Right. So it's all that, and this is also going to give us truly that opportunity to document who we are and what we're, and for something for everyone to have, not just to set on that shelf behind a locked case, but for everybody to have in their home to share with their family and so they can tell their children who we are. The way what we're all about, instead of just the stories and what's been passed down as it has been for years, and which we're grateful for that. But this is we have a written document now to show. Any other questions about the ANA? And I'll get that info this weekend to everybody, and we'll go from there. I do have two more little things, and then we'll go from there. But one is probably, I say a little. This is probably big. Is I know that we talked before about the women having a voice within the tribe, and now it's becoming. If you're out there on social media, you probably see it. It's becoming a movement now. There's a big movement, and I think that one is, we're going for this grant for recognition.
Won't happen without the women.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen without them. And I think that it's in our best interest to nip this in the bud before it gets way out of hand, and we move forward with the allowing. The key is the biggest voices of the people who don't live here. But as long as we take care of the people who live here, we're fine.
Yeah.
And we've been doing that. And I think we need to really seriously think about giving that voice.
I think, God, man. I think the biggest thing is it's not the problem. It's not the problem of necessarily the women being enrolled. I don't see no problem with that, really. I don't. The biggest thing is the foundation of the law. We don't have no law. That's something we've got to do, I would suggest, before, well, with the federal recognition stuff too, is we've got to establish some kind of a law. You see how it is when we got everybody in here. God damn, we don't get nothing done. But we need to when these people come in here, instead of not knowing and don't have a law, you gotta have some kind of a law that we can give them, so that Jack is treated fairly, Mac is, and Denise is. It's straight line.
No.
There's no variance. There's a straight line. This is how it is. This is the law. And I think that's the biggest problem that I have with it.
Yeah, I think the key is with that saying that is, the law that we have now, if we make that happen, is outdated. Because the law, and it's written, and it states that you're 18 years of old male, living on the reservation, you have a right to call for a lot, you have voting rights, it's stated in the law that's written. And I got a copy, and I've sent it. I think I've made copies for everybody before, and it's got everybody's signature on it. Webster was the chief at the time, because we was having an issue then, and I said, I'm going to write it out. Everybody was told to us as we grew up, and it has everybody's signature on it.
Yeah.
But that law cannot, if we do this, that law already has to be changed. Because
you incorporate some of the old law, but none of it is actual law, that we have, because it's a process, and that process is not always followed through to the courts, to the county, it's got to go, I guess, through the members, to the council, to the trustees, to and then brought toward to the county.
Well, the county has no involvement in our problem.
I thought the county had to, since we were governed, under them, they had to go.
There's the awards of the state.
Awards of the state. I'm sorry.
And we're governed by our own chief and council.
So we don't have to. So it doesn't have to go to the state, or
we don't have to submit anything to the county or to the state, anything of that nature. But we're governed just like some of the issues we've had in the past here. Bernard, just throwing one out there. Yeah, that he tried to carry the tribe to court in Keyone County, and Keyone County lobbed it back and said, "No, we have no jurisdiction on the reservation." And so he tried his case here on the reservation.
Right.
And so the county recognizes it, the state recognizes it. So we are governed by the people that's in this room, and that's truly how we're governed. And that's something we can talk about.
I thought it had to go through through the trustees and then to the state, or
no. Only reason the trustees are there.
So that the state have records of what the law was.
No, the trustees are there as the buffer. The very main reason for the trustees was the buffer between the tribe and the county or the state.
But the trustees were given to us because we can't always solve things internally. In relation,
conflict.
Right, conflict of interest, right, internally. So they're a resource given to us that we're appointed. Right, if we need them and we can't get something done, we have this group of people that will be non-biased.
Right.
Right, that can come in and help us make decisions.
If the trustees, if you go through the tribe, say we had a problem like with Bernard.
Yeah.
And You go through the tribe, you can't get no satisfaction. Then you call your trustee. You can come to the trustees, and really, if one of the parties still not satisfied, it can go to King William Court. It can go to court.
Yeah, they're stopping, but
Yeah,
they don't want to touch that
in
stuff.
court. It goes past the trustees. Trustees is a buffer to try to keep it from going to court.
Yeah.
The trustees does help you if they, you know.
Oh, they can open some eyes and
Yeah,
people
you know,
coming up there.
we had some work done in here or something.
Yeah, see,
We had a problem with a contractor.
Yeah.
We had to end up with the trustee. Well, the trustees can help us if they go with us for when it goes to court, because the judge is going to look at, well, their trustee, you know, the trustees kind of said it's wrong, but it can go to court.
We also,
But you have to exhaust all the options.
Right. You want the
Yeah,
process.
step by step by step,
Like the state of Virginia or the United States.
That's right.
Yeah,
Process
it's Supreme Court.
to get to the highest court in the land,
Yeah.
you know. But you gotta go through your laws first.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do think that we should have some laws that, because here's the deal with that. And I kind of agree with what Tony just said. I was thinking about this. We've been around for years. And we disagree so much that it gets aggravating. It gets to the point I hate to even come to a meeting. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Because we can never agree. But if you had a law in here and a book that if you and I had a disagreement and you said, no, Leon, you're right, and I said, no, Jack, you're not right, open that law book and show it right there, and that settles the whole thing.
Yeah. I think that is absolute.
And honestly, I think we should try to get something. And, you know, times have changed.
Yeah.
And as far as the women, I have no problem with it. But I think we need to get a good foundation before we get deeper. I mean, I'm just going to put it this
So it
way.
won't be so hard to do.
You can try to solve a problem now by doing something, but you will end up with a bigger problem a little bit down the road. Because it ain't going away. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, just have something that you can follow that goes for the men and the women. Not just women, but for what applies to the women will apply to the men.
Yeah.
It won't be biased.
Listen, we're talking about the laws.
But
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
But if we don't have the law, sooner or later somebody's going to ask for the law.
Yeah.
Corporate and federal record.
Yeah.
They're going to ask for your law and your constitution. They're going to ask for all of this stuff.
You federal recognition, you go have it.
You got to have, and honestly, you got to have something to govern by. We really don't. Now here's the thing. I come in here and, you know, I know the law pretty good. But who's to say I'm right? When y'all hear me, it's hearsay. You can go to any court in the land and it's hearsay. They ain't gonna listen to it.
Yeah.
We're going on a lot of memory, I guess.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing is going by memory. And you know,
I don't remember, but it's interpretation.
Yeah, exactly.
I may interpret it one way, you interpret it another.
Word of my mouth.
so if you got a law that you can open that book and go to that page that we have a disagreement about, it's
no fussing
right there. No fussing, no bickering, and we can all get along. And the law will apply to me and you as men as well as women.
Yeah.
Not just women, but for all of us.
Yeah.
And I think that would be the biggest
For
thing.
all of us.
You know, I think this issue of the law
Is
is going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of research. Because in my mind, I don't think anybody in here has a copy of the original laws that we come up with the same laws that they came from a monkey when this legislation started many years ago. And if I'm wrong, tell me, but this is what my parents and the older people and everybody shared with me. Does anybody have that copy? There was a copy here on this resolution. Your great grandfather had them. I remember when I was a kid, Uncle Lee Ferris. And you don't remember the store, I'm sure.
I remember. Oh, yeah. There you go.
But anyway, but I remember those books being on that counter that your great grandfather, Uncle Lee Ferris, had. Okay. I don't know where they're at right now. Do you?
I
I remember when Uncle Oldie had.
Paul had them. And when Paul passed away,
He could open that law book up.
yeah.
And show you, and you know, you want no pictures.
Yeah,
He could open that book up, and there was the law. You couldn't.
Does anybody have an idea what they are?
I had no idea. I don't even, when Paul left this world, them books went somewhere. But I can tell you right now, I can tell you right now, we've had meetings around here and about different things, and next thing you know, here's a copy of that, a page of that book shows up.
Yeah.
And it's thrown on the table, and nobody,
They're here.
That's somewhere. Yeah.
Now, I don't have one, certainly, I did.
I know I ain't got it. Yeah.
Well, at any rate, besides all that, we ain't got the law. Fuck that.
You can't be
We need to make it
go
law.
back.
Yeah.
You can't.
We need to go forward. So we get the women satisfied and everybody else here, straight line and equal.
But what I'm asking is, I know they're here somewhere on this, I feel confident there's somewhere on this reservation. Okay. Now, well, I don't know. But what's the possibility, because of us going back to Monkey and getting a copy? That's where it came from, I'm telling you. That's exactly what I was always told. Did anybody else?
I heard it too.
So what happened when we officially
Split from
when we split our political body, we were established those laws and they would mirror each other. So the Monkey had their set, I think the trustees that were assigned us at the time helped us write those, and they were the same.
Yeah.
Both among both towns.
So what would, I think this issue of the
So
law.
I mean, that's a good start, but
A lot of things that developed.
even as that book, some of them need to be taken out or adjusted.
Right.
But I mean, there's a foundation.
You gotta have the stuff.
There'll be a foundation to start from.
Yeah,
So I don't think we should ask Monkey because they're not giving us anything, and they have their laws are different now because they have created a whole new constitution and things like that. But I was just going to say that I believe, and this was before me, but I know I found it. I believe Carl when he was the chief, he put together a constitution with probably in the late 90s, 98, 2000, something like that, which we'll have a copy of. We talked about it, I think, probably about 8-9 years ago in one of these meetings and one of our trial meetings. So we already have a foundation for what we knew we needed.
Something to go by.
So the Constitution is already laid out, and I think Hope Babcock, is that her name? The attorney that we used before. Her team is the one who put it together for us with the council's help. Like this is what it is. So we have a foundation of a document, and I believe when we did the membership criteria, Darrell reviewed the membership section for us. We put together that was in the Constitution. We amended it in parts, and so we approved it. So we have a starting point, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We have a starting point. We just keep starting stuff, and I don't think we actually thought through with everything that we start. And I think that document, we can bring it back and we can look at it, but that document is basically the foundation. So what we'll have to do, though, is make sure we agree with it, but we're never going to fit every scenario.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to get some kind of a start.
You gotta have a basis.
Sure. So what we need to do, though, is we'll need to make amendments to the document each time we need to make a change to, or need to
It's
add.
like I said,
So we need to get good at that, though. We just got to stick to that, make sure.
everyone in here should actually have a copy. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know every law.
You gotta have it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's interpretation.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you,
I think that's what we need to do.
I know when it was fighting the reservoir.
I mean, it would help everything. It would help the people in here. It would
The
help
lawyers for
the
new
women.
Mark, you remember
And
this?
they did 60 people in here. We get nothing done. They ain't happening. We can't get it done.
We
We
could
could.
produce them, but we didn't let them know we didn't have them.
right.
But we couldn't produce them. And you remember the settlement we got was, what was it, settlement, 500? What was the settlement, 500,000, something like that?
600 or 700.
It was a pretty good sized settlement. But we didn't want to settle that, remember? But we settled it because we didn't have law. Because we couldn't have gave them that law book. If we settled it, then we didn't have to show the law book. That's why it was done, which was a good thing because we wanted it anyway.
Yeah.
And we still got that money, you know.
And we had other suits already out there, so
Yeah.
we said let's not live to fight another day.
That was the straw that made us
Settle for that.
settle for that money. Well, and it's a good thing it happened.
Yeah, another blessing in disguise,
Yeah, but we couldn't produce the book.
We gotta have it.
And we're gonna get in that same position again.
Well, yeah, well, that's why.
I can tell you right now, because I'm gonna tell you right now that I got an email from this women's coalition, and that's one thing they asked me for. We want a copy of the travel law.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
Just like Brandon,
Well, we got a foundation.
Yeah.
You know what
I would say?
Let's just finish it.
Well, what I would say, Mark, is, I've thought about it, if it was me, I would start the laws just like we are right now, with council, make a base of it, and then have the other members come in, copy of it, and add to it, to get a good foundation of it, a good start on it, a good jump on it, before everybody comes in here. Because if everybody comes in at one time,
it'll be all day.
I would get a good foundation of it, a good layout, and let everybody read it. If you had anything to add it. Any ideas, jot it down.
Well, let's think about the whole picture really quick. I think there's no point. So I think that, talking about women's rights for this situation, I think we need to get back to council-only discussions.
Amen.
I think we get more done in a smaller group of years than when we have in 20 other
Well, I don't care who the CEO of the President of the United States. When there are issues to be dealt with, the proper authorities are only the persons who have a need to know involved.
Right.
You don't throw it out to the whole world to make decisions.
Right.
That's as I understand, that's the purpose of us, the chief and council, is to handle issues.
Yeah.
It should be done in
In a fair manner,
and this way, then you take it to the populace.
See, you can have, and I agree with that. But we got to have something for the people to give their opinions, and then we as a council take that into consideration and then have our council.
Yeah, well,
No,
We don't make the decisions.
I think it's very important.
Board of Supervisors meeting up here at the courthouse. You'll have all the people from the county that wants to come will come in there and voice their opinion. Then the council takes that and they make a decision.
Based on what they heard.
But you gotta let the people know and put their voice in it, but the final decision really comes from the council.
Yeah. That's exactly.
But to be fair to everybody. But I'm not saying,
I'm just saying that things controversial and so forth, it should be looked at by chief and council.
Yeah.
Not in mass. And then we disperse.
Yeah.
But
And then you can get Darryl, to go over what we got and make sure that we are within some kind of civilized law and have it, worded correctly, written correctly. And on the other side of it, like you're just saying, the federal recognition is, if we grow, if we get Sandy Point, just say we get Sandy Point, we got 300 members. How do you think, in this world, you think you're going to establish a law, with 300 people in a room?
You won't.
It's not going to happen. The more people, the worse it'll be. That's why I think, even right now, with the amount of people we have, we need to get a foundation. You build a house, the foundation, the wall, the roof, and when you get to the roof, everything's
So what about?
but if your foundation ain't right, the roof can come down and.
That's what I say, you gotta have foundation, and we've got to build from.
Historically, but the reason why we're operating like this is because I remember when I first started coming to meetings when I was 18, the council was all shook up. You got 5 people that come to meetings, and that, and that's how it was.
got used to it.
Right, it's just like, okay, got a meeting, okay, everybody's here, okay, who shows up? And so, then when the last, 3 or 4 years, it's grown. People actually come over and want to participate, and maybe they want to just give their opinion, but, they come over and we've been part of that, I guess, so it's kind of gotten too big.
Right.
So.
I think the people in this room right now can take that Constitution that we worked on back in the 90s
Have it done.
and have a couple of meetings, and I think we could have it done. But if you will have this whole room full and bring it up, it ain't gonna be, it ain't never gonna
Let me
be.
know, fucking cat like it.
Yeah, that means just a bunch of back and forth on it.
We might have to get like Tony was talking about, an attorney to look at it.
Just to make
Well,
sure.
you can come in here and be with us on.
I would suggest we have him in here.
But we need to get something so we don't get caught in a spot, cause,
We gonna get a legal job or
what
something.
you're gonna do, if you don't watch it, you're gonna try to get rid of a problem, but you call them a bigger one right here.
Yeah.
Right down the road is
Well,
coming.
it's like Mark was saying with the Women's Coalition, they want to copy of our laws, and we don't have anything to show them now, so we have to have something rock solid that we all agree on.
You do,
And we're gonna have to
And it's going to have to happen eventually, no question about it. We'll never get it.
here's the whole thing. You got some good sharp minds like that.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Some of the women are sharp.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Yeah.
And they got young minds, and they think. I'm from the old school. It's hard to change me. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's hard to change me because I came up as a kid with the way it was.
That's the way it was.
You did. And no open did. But we came up from an old school, and it's hard.
Yeah.
And we at an age we don't think like you guys do. But there's some sharp people like that.
It is.
That can come up with some good decisions that we're not even thinking about, and that would be good. And I have nothing wrong with the women, really. But I think we need to get a foundation, and because there's gonna come a time. We're gonna have women council, we're gonna have women chiefs and assistant chiefs, and you believe it, it's coming. It's gonna happen.
Whatever works the
We got
best.
to do it in a way that it happens.
Right.
Why not prepare for it right now and start working on it to get them in here?
So we all got the same goal. We all want to be successful, and we want everybody to be.
The biggest goal is to preserve this reservation.
Exactly.
Let's do it right.
We want to keep this place.
Do it right. Take time. I ain't say drag up.
Right.
But take our time and do it right.
Well, what would be the difference? So, I agree with all that. With that, I do. What would be the difference, though? So let's think about, because there's a pending threat here. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They're organizing. They're trying to get all the women from here, whether they live here or not, to come together to push. I heard, just around certain things that they're talking about marches, right? To push. They're talking about legal, assistance and to get an attorney if they need to. They want to come face to face with us.
Yeah.
They want to come talk to us, and those are the kind of things they're probably going to want. We don't need them. So and I'll say, and I'm just going to be open and honest in here because we can. And I think my dad said it. The people who are driving this don't live here.
Right.
The people who are behind this the most, with the strongest passion of what they don't care, they don't live here. So even if we today made a change, they still be on the outside.
Right.
The leaders of it. Okay?
Right.
So my thought process is thinking, and I'm just trying to be rational, because I do agree that we have to get our ducks in order, right? We got to get our ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Just in general, it's not realistic for us to think we're going to put together a constitution in a year.
No, right.
Okay, so not in this room, but we can't. But the reality is we can't. They're not being held off. They're not going to be held off. Well, for the time. So, but this is my thought. Okay, this is my thought. So, what if we knew we had a time frame to put together a constitution and we were going to work on it as a council? What would it hurt us to allow to change, amend what we know, where it says male to female, or it was any person?
Yeah,
all members.
Cheer.
Right.
Might run up with her hands up.
But if we then agreed that we would have council-only meetings for votes and for making things happen, because you then, let's put everything on the table, okay? So we're going on, Cindy would be able to participate, my grandma Christine, you have Gloria, you have Sunday, Tammy and Wanda live with Oka there, I'm going on Denise right here, I'm trying to go, who else is around with Emma and Annie Ruth is here, and
You got Lynn.
Lynn, right in the middle. And then I don't even know who lives in over here.
I ain't seen nobody over there in a while.
But I think that's all the women that I know of that are here. I don't know how many that
They actually reside here full time.
yeah, so.
My mom, of course,
She's not.
They ain't getting it full time yet.
Yeah, no.
But so thinking about
That's right,
the amount of women that would be able to come to an open meeting, or maybe with 8 or 9.
Yeah.
That live here, and that they even will come. You know, I don't know.
But still at the same time, if one of them asks for the love book, what's it gonna do? You ready to do the same?
They can ask for that now. I mean, I don't think.
Why couldn't we write them a letter? Okay, we had a meeting.
We're in the process
We had a meeting today, and in the process of addressing the law and changing the law to incorporate the women in their rights.
I think that's premature, in my opinion.
I mean, you know,
You can't say that yet because we don't have it. I think right now what we need to do is we need to today say, all right, we got to get that foundation that we talk about.
Right.
We don't have it.
yeah, well, I mean, if they give us a little more time to write something.
I think we need to decide. Mark, you say you've got a copy of whatever the law is.
I got a copy of the Constitution and I think Lee's got one, Barney's also has a copy of the Constitution. No, this is when before you.
I understand that, but I can't make an educated contribution until I have those things in my hands. I'm requesting, I'd like to have a copy of them so that I can review them. I mean, if I'm going to be additive in this council, I've got to know what I'm talking about when I come in.
Yeah, you won't get shot. I'm saying
Why don't we set a meeting for next Saturday that'll give a week, Brandon, give you a week to get everything together? Bring it over here and come back here next Saturday.
Yeah.
Everybody look at it, read
Put it
it,
in the
let's get
box.
started and get it done. Let's stop talking about this shit, let's try to do
Yeah,
something.
faster we
talked about it,
these things.
Yeah,
we can get stuff done in the council, let's do it.
Yeah, we don't do it.
And when that copies are the things that we can review them.
You gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah, but I think we need
We won't ever
to.
do that way, but.
Alright, let me ask you all something.
Yeah.
Thinking about this, you said that most of the women that's causing this live on the outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got a lot of men that live on the outside too that could cause the same problem.
Yeah.
It ain't just the women.
No, some of them
It's
already
men
are.
too. If you got Indian men out there everywhere from this reservation.
Some already are.
And they can do the same thing. They can form a group, say, okay, the women did it, we're gonna form a group and we're gonna do the same thing. And push, and you know, kind of push you in a corner.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
I guess the difference though is that.
that's what I'm saying. I think the first step, in my mind, the first step is just with Brandon.
Get the copy.
We got to stop right here and now and say,
Yeah.
look, we got something that's gonna burn us. It's gonna burn us bad if we don't deal with it.
Yeah.
So let's say, okay, if you got 3 things you need to do, sometimes you got to prioritize. You say, what's number 1? And from what I'm hearing in here, is number 1 is we got to get some laws, okay? Because you chief and your council, we're the ones that all those people, when they come back, will be coming at us. And if we don't know what we're doing, if we're floundering, just like you said, you got to have some laws, and you have to kind of sidestep because you didn't want to.
If we gotta meet twice a week.
Yeah.
Have one for, well, I mean, that's pretty simple for right now. Have one for that when needed, and then work on that law. get that regulations for law and get, so the.
And I think what Brandon said,
Everybody.
leave it to the council
Get it over
with the voting and all, because that's the only way you're gonna move forward is with
Yeah.
these people in this room right now. We
Shit,
can
you got
discuss
that right.
something, we can get it done. But if you have these open meetings and then you vote and then you wanna have another meeting because somebody didn't agree, I mean, it's the council. That's
Yeah.
what their job is, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta make decisions. The thing is,
You know what I mean? You're not getting to the root of the problem by saying, okay, you know, they don't threaten us or something like that. You're not getting to the root of the problem by passing by doing this one thing. Because this one thing will make that correlation a little bit stronger, and then they will come back with 2 or 3 other things.
I think that,
Yeah, so, they're not talking against them because they feel like they're right.
Yeah.
But
They are right.
Yeah.
we need to be right to handle the situation. And it's something Brandon said, well, it ain't gonna happen in a week or 2 weeks. But if we're working on something to kind of see it through, then that's what they need to be told.
And everybody,
Yeah.
working on it.
Let them know.
Next Saturday, everybody?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, let's
Long as I ain't working.
look at everybody's schedule.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking.
But anyway,
The sooner the, you know,
Yeah, because we need to be able to know we don't have to be solid, we gotta have those structures, you know.
they're not gonna get around the law.
No.
My thing is,
I'll put everybody
we do
together.
it next week, and they know we're working on it.
Yeah.
They know we're not putting it off, we're
We
not
don't have
putting
to
it off, we're working on it.
Then that's gonna make us look bad because we have.
I'll be honest with you, we do need to have some
Just give them a hand.
communication.
Yeah.
But not, no communications with.
I would
That's like not paying a bill and just charging them.
Yeah, you gotta say, and I'm telling you, I'm seeing, I mean, I'm getting emails from these guys, and I'm telling you, if we don't show that we're making some kind of movement in the right direction, we're gonna be in the Richmond Times Dispatch, we're gonna be on Channel 6,
They're gonna be
we're gonna be everywhere, because we're 100 years behind of not allowing women to have a voice.
I would tell them so. You know, I would tell them that, yes, we are adjusting the law to incorporate the women and make sure there's a fairness for
You're
all.
working on it, yeah.
But I would say for women, for all the people that reside on the reservation.
We're working on something.
We're working on it,
things,
and we will be getting back
it's
to
gonna be
you.
favorable for everybody, women and.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
And it's on our priority list.
Well, I
We're working every week.
think we gotta start on this law, we gotta concentrate on getting it, the Constitution, the law. And we get it.
So many problems.
Otherwise, you don't have the thing legal to work.
You don't have nothing.
You got
You don't have
nothing.
nothing.
You get a legal, and we're gonna get a legal challenge sooner or later.
Oh, we had one. Lee just told you. We had one in Newport News.
Yeah.
And so we had a legal challenge. We've been talking about this for 30 years.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's.
All right, well, I heard you all in agreement, man. That's what we gotta do.
Going down here in 30 minutes.
Move on. We know what we gotta do.
All right.
I say, like they said, I'm
I'll
good.
tell you a good
Let me know.
example too. The
That's
land that we just got and put back to a reservation, if the state had known that we didn't have some tribal laws in the Constitution, we probably wouldn't have got it.
Your brother, right?
We probably wouldn't have got it.
Well, that's assuming that we.
You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
taking us that we.
They wanted inspectors and all that shit.
Yeah.
Well, also the reason that we keep this between, like, not have it, I mean, I think it may be now,
Keep
but
it-
let's not verbalize.
Yeah.
Right,
everybody,
Yeah, right.
That we don't
And that's the
have.
way, and you're 100% right. We're going
Yeah,
this
we ain't gotta share that, but.
needs not to go anywhere. I mean,
Because people are here to against us too.
Yeah.
You know, to give us trouble. It's not just outsiders.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what goes on in here needs to stay in here. I agree on
That's
that.
exactly right. What goes on is,
That's business.
because this room needs to stay in this room.
The way I feel about it is that everything goes on in these meetings is to help better the tribe, the whole tribe, you know.
Yeah, but you gotta
So,
start.
I mean, like you said, we just gotta share anything negative, just like you're talking about. I mean, that's something I would never do.
We gotta keep talking about it and do it.
Down here or anywhere else, so. Like next Saturday, we'll be here at 9 o'clock next Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Everybody got
I was thinking someone, it was-
on their agenda?
I mean, I'm gonna give you a call, and I'll say, yeah.
What I will do is I will print off, I'll try to get that tomorrow, I'll print off the Constitution that we had, that Darrell had reviewed. And I'll put it in an envelope in everyone's mailbox. So you all can then read it.
So we gotta wait to do it next
So
Saturday.
maybe you all can read through it.
Step ahead.
Write your questions down, and then we can start reading it.
It'll give everybody a week to look over it, and if you have any questions, we won't have to sit in here for 2 hours.
It'll have things.
Saturday reading.
And to be honest with you, with that Constitution, you may find out that we have everything we need already.
Exactly, we might have nothing.
But you know, once again, we don't want it to get out until we have a finished
Yeah.
product either.
Now, is that the only document?
Now, your documents need to be kept.
Yeah.
You're tight within your personal self.
I don't know of any
I would
other
say.
documents. I mean,
But I mean, but through the adjustments and whatnot, you know, that way somebody's not bringing this paper that.
That's why it's just council doing it,
Yeah.
and not,
So we're all looking at the same thing. We're all on the same
Yeah.
thing.
My question is there any other document? I mentioned something about law.
If we got pieces of paper here or there, whatever, something was wrong.
That was one law written, and,
well, you need to include it. 'Cause
I'll
we
say
need
that.
to-
That's what I'm asking.
well, it's inclusive in the Constitution.
It is, but you have the original signatures.
Yeah,
And
I'll dig those out. That's
Yeah,
one of my.
we need to produce everything that we have,
That's what it's to take to get everybody happy. And a little bit of work, I think it'll, man,
I
God.
think we can knock it out.
Yeah.
People in this room.
And not only the women, even the men, you know, they're arguing and bickering, and I'm like, Lee, I hate to even come around here.
Man, I tell you, you gotta get depressed sometimes.
Fucking night.
Before I come to the meeting, what's gonna happen tonight?
But we
You know,
don't,
I mean.
I think, and you know, I hate to say that, but I think everybody feels that way.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mac. I think you're trying to get that out, man. Go ahead.
As it grows, as the tensions grow, it gets worse.
Yeah.
you can't talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's roll on to the next thing.
Go ahead.
I have something to
Yeah,
say.
Mac, go ahead.
All I'm saying is, and asking is that everything we have, any and everything we have, let's put all of that together now. And then let's work from there. Brandon, I'm gonna give you some money in a few minutes. Will you put my copy in mail? I'll give you the money for the mail today. Otherwise, I'm gonna make a special, I'm gonna make another trip, which I will. I'll run back down here tomorrow if I need to. But if you don't mind, maybe we just drop it in the mail and we done enough.
Well, I'm going to town Monday, can you drop it off somewhere for you?
Say again?
He's going to town.
I'm going to town Monday, can you drop it off somewhere for you instead of putting it in the mail? Because the mail out here is.
Oh, yeah, you mean.
Yeah, where you at, Mac?
I'm still waiting on a bill that I got a freaking bill so I can call. I said, you didn't send it to me. Well, we mailed it out. And I'm like,
I ain't got mail in 3 weeks.
Are you about to get with somewhere over there?
Yeah.
We had
Well, I'm in Richmond every day, man. If he gets it, I'll just give you your address. I'll bring it to you.
You got it.
There you go. I know where I'm working at right there. Yeah.
Jack the mailman.
you'll get it then.
You'll be able to get it, and a lot quicker than you guys will. I promise you that.
Talking about the mail.
He's the mailman.
Yeah.
I had a package mailed to me from Pennsylvania, Thanksgiving week. I got it the week after New Year's. It was 2 cakes in it. You imagine what
It's dual stop now.
Oh, lie, they went to the garbage can right away.
So we're here next Saturday, and we'll get all that information out to everybody, and we'll go from there.
So we'll meet, Saturday. And that's the 13th. That's 2/13/21 at 0900. Is that right?
Yeah, 9 o'clock in the hood.
Yeah.
That way we can get it and get on.
Damn
Get the
right.
day.
It'll be.
Like 2 weeks later.
Hey, Mac, what's your address? Hang on, let me
Get the late charge on the bill, have to pay extra.
Yep.
So what she
All right, what
started
is
doing,
It's 3100
paying it, another way rather than.
Fort
Yeah, that's the line or calling in.
Late charge for that.
Road.
I had my insurance on homeowners cut through, and it said on 1/6, and I just got it due on 1/29, I got it at 1/31.
And right, what do you know?
Yeah, what's it, 23229?
2329.
I think they do better.
23294, all right.
You know what time?
Oh, I know exactly where that, pretty much live right there.
I live right across from Tucker. You come in that town, you cross Broad Street, come in that town. When you see Tucker on your right, just before you get to Tucker, you take a left, Fortune Road comes in.
Okay. Yeah, I know exactly what it is, yeah. 23294?
2329.
Okay.
Come in 2 blocks. It's an old brick, with red trim.
Okay.
And if I'm not home, just put it in the side door.
Okay, let's go.
So Jack, I'll give you 2 envelopes.
All right, deal.
Alright, so we all that. Really, the last thing was, I know you left me a message about needing some information, so I'll let you talk a little bit about
Yeah.
that.
What I've been trying to work on is the bank up here from my house and by Clayton's and coming on up. They're just eroding something awful. I've been trying to get some assistance. Yeah, I know I called you, told you I was working on it. And I even had somebody come in and look at it and say, yeah, I can do this, and this is what it cost. And the prices within, it's about $56,000 to come in and redo that whole bank all the way up, which I think is a very reasonable fee. I'm trying to get some grant money, because I don't know how much money. I don't have $56,000 to contribute.
Right.
And I don't know what the tribe's treasurer takes up on that bid. But I got some information, and I've got a company that's looking at not paying the whole bill. I may have in my plan. I may have to go to 4, 5, 6 different places. But if I can get 5,000 here and 10,000 there, soon we can get 56,000. But in filling out the form to process even request a grant, we have to have a 501c3, and I have to have that number.
So I don't,
They need to know what the number is before they even consider making a grant.
yeah, so I think we had the Cultural Preservation Foundation that has a tax exempt status and has a Sam's and Dunn's number for grants. But I don't think I don't know if it's a 501c3.
I thought the reservation had a 501c3.
No. We wouldn't never incorporated.
Huh?
The reservation itself was never incorporated. Back in the day, I do remember Ralph one time gave me a number. He said this was something else we was doing. I can't remember what it was. Back in the day, and Ralph gave me a number. And I do remember that there was a 5 in the beginning of it. I don't know why I remember that, but it was a 5. And when I went to utilize it, they said it was not active.
Because we didn't file the forms to keep it active. We got to file the annual tax forms to keep the tax active.
So you say we have
a, I don't think it's a 501c3, but I think it should qualify for, it's a non-profit.
Non-profit organization,
Yeah,
it's like a,
it's with the SEC,
oh,
so
yeah.
I don't think, it's not an LLC, I forget the designation of it, but it's registered with the state of Virginia. It has a tax ID, a DUNS number, and a SAM's cage code, which is what you need for grants. So, I mean, we have that. I guess that's what I'm saying. That's what we have. I don't know.
Do you know what it will have access to?
Yeah, I think I can.
How about you put it in an envelope with?
there you go.
Yeah.
When you get
Put it
it back.
Yeah, put it in an envelope and I'll take that and.
So who, I guess, couple questions. What are they going to look at? A seawall or riprap, or what are they looking at?
Yeah, right now, what he's looking at is, riprap, like they did from
Carl.
Yeah, and he said they don't do the walls, but the riprap will hold up better than the wall. They'll put the large block of rock and work it on up. Okay.
You're the construction guy, so
Yeah.
what's your thoughts?
I mean, riprap will do a good job. You know, if you do it right, you know, it's you know, it's got a fabric in it, and it's
Well, this is the same people that did.
got me too.
This is the same people that did the other one.
They're doing a good job. That's holding up very well. I bought a kayak down through there, going trucking down there by your house. I could see where they ran, where they had weep holes, you know, pipes coming out to catch the weep. So, I mean, I think they did a pretty good job, and it's staying there really good. So.
And I want y'all to know, I'm not trying to do anything in a vacuum, I'm not trying to take over, do anything like that. I'm just trying to give back to this resident.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it needs.
I'm trying to do what I can to help.
Anything that can save us.
I know you got your hands full, you can't follow everything, and you got most of y'all working, I'm not. I'm retired. So I got time I'm gonna use the time to pursue this. Now, I will not make any commitments to anything until this chief and council knows what I'm doing. I will do nothing in the dark, I promise you that. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying it needs it. I know.
Running from my house is washing. I'm in that bank. Leon and I walked up there. And look, we couldn't believe how much in the last few years has changed. I mean,
Have you looked at it?
Oh yeah, especially over there.
I bet you what bank is. I bet you the length of this room, that much bank is off. It's gone.
You look at the rain we had this year.
I know, and it's going to get worse.
And last year,
a lot.
So I mean, I don't know that I can raise the total $56,000. I hope I can. But you know,
If you mind, you say who you're talking
I'm
about.
talking to right now. Right now, I'm talking to Dominion Power. Okay, because I've got an inroad there.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
I guess I'll
then he's going to help me with trying to reach out to some others, because that's what he does for the company. Is represent the Native Americans in the state of Virginia. And
So what's the price? I got to get somebody.
56,000.
56,000. I'll be happy to give you a copy.
Yeah, I put 56K. Okay, because I got somebody that I might be able to reach out to also.
Well, if you got somebody, go.
Yeah, that's what I say. We you know.
Yeah. But I think for what
56,000 do that whole front.
The gentleman, I and
Where does that run from?
Yes, I
say again.
Where is that running from? The riprap?
It's going to start right there in front of my house and come on up.
So when Lonnie's dock,
Come on up and join up where Lonnie's already got a wall.
And these are going outside that and go in that house.
Well, then let me get.
oh yeah,
I mean, that bridge over here, 30 feet.
Well, then we'd have to go back to him and.
We probably need to look too, because
He might be able to do it, yeah.
Because I think, and I'm not. I gotta look, but I don't think Lonnie's wall is all the way over on his line anyway. I think he only did a portion, like in the middle. I don't think.
I'll wait till it,
anyways,
Yeah, he didn't put it all. He didn't put it all the way over.
So he didn't put it all the way down in length of his.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he only did a.
And if we want to expand it, I'm sure while he's here, he'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for that that's left, I'm sure he can do that.
I think we probably should ask him, you know, if we're going to do it all.
yeah.
Get it done.
Do the whole damn river.
Yeah, cause the other day I was down the river, and when the day going, Union sits outside the Happy, man, that ground is gone.
I know, we got to figure out a way to do
Tony went down there.
Yeah, I see what he's
Get him from falling in the river.
Well, I know.
If we don't do something, we're gonna.
Yeah,
We're gonna have way more problems than we got.
So anyway, I'm gonna, you put that in.
that piece see, that has rip right there.
No, but not enough.
No.
Yeah, and it's too steep right there. All that water comes down that hill and runs right there.
Yeah.
If them drains up top get stopped up, that water.
We don't do something, we're gonna have a major problem one day. It's getting worse and worse. I didn't realize how bad it was. Oh my God.
Get all the rain.
I knew it was bad, but I didn't know.
Kevin was out there cutting limbs.
Yeah,
And I stopped by there. Y'all have to see it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's down there, that.
Do you want me to give you a transcript of what the bank, so I can open up the,
Yeah.
I can open the accounts, if we're talking about money?
Yeah, go ahead, that'd be good, 'cause I didn't know if we had that.
Well, I can pull it up on if the connection works.
And then we can
That's what we ought to work on, get some damn Wi-Fi down there for everybody. Honestly,
Well, I'll tell you the truth, I've been on 3 conference calls with,
man, the service sucks down there.
I've been on 3 conference calls about that for, rural areas and they invited native tribes to it. And Whitman has been running the calls, and it's freaking lip service. It's like the same thing over and over and over again.
Mine's gotten better if they've worked on that tower out there.
I have to get better.
Mine got worse. And
I didn't have nothing a couple weeks ago, but usually I have 2 bars. But when they worked on that tower out there, I don't know what the hell they did. But I got 3 bars, 3 and 4 now.
See, I was running a freaking conference call on my laptop, and I was online, and I went out, and I could not read connect. I said, guys, I can only talk. Somebody got to tell me what's on the screen.
Yeah.
It took like 2 hours. This was yesterday. It took 2 hours. I mean, I shut the computer off and waited, cranked it back up, and in 2 hours, and finally I could boot back in.
Yeah.
And I still got emails from last that I didn't answer from yesterday.
But that's the way it goes. And some days you got good,
Yeah, some days
next day you can't get nothing. You know,
I don't even own a computer except for my cell phone. And like if I go order something online or whatever, I got a spot in my kitchen. I set the phone down and just don't move it, and it comes in real good.
Yeah, but I gotta go outdoors.
That's what it is on one of these houses. You can't even talk on the phone over there. You better not walk from one room to the next. Because that's where I was going. But I can walk all through my house and talk on the phone now, which I used to not be able to. That's how they cut them woods, they cut that lumber, and been working that tower. And I got a spread. Everybody else got running.
Yeah. That's surprising, because
I'm shocked,
I had to switch from spread.
Yeah.
So here's the.
Yeah, hit that and we can get on.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the second. So it looks like in our business checking account, we have $115,703.41. Our savings account is $3,155.88. The investor's choice is $120,985.30. The cultural fund, which is the nonprofit, is $5,288.52. And then the powwow account, $6,028.66. That's it. So the cultural fund, I mean, you all saw that the letter that we got a lot of donations through our website for the pandemic. People 50, 10, 100, we got 500. People were just going on and they were donating to us. So that contributed to the cultural fund quite a bit.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, that's why we did network data taxes. I do have a check that I'm going to put in everybody's mailbox that we talked about. And so I think I'll put it in with the travel cards, and I think Brandon, I think the printer died again. Looks like that's going to be our next investment. So that freaking card printer, this is like it prints on me. So I had some.
With the amount that we were printing now is what it is.
Yeah.
The ribbon split on the middle of printing one of the cards and had to put our new ribbon.
Yeah. So we got some. You got some, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think I might have those. I think I have half of them done.
So what I'll do, what you have, I'll put that in the envelope with the ones, and I'll put that on the boxes too. And then we'll make that happen. All right, well, if no one has anything else, yeah, go ahead.
While we at it, is there anything we can do to stop that water flow right in front of the church down there where people have to get out and come into the church? And it stays wet in there all the time.
Shit, is rough. Jimmy.
Yeah. Jimmy called me. Me and Jimmy
It needs to be cut.
me and him were playing phone tag on that.
I know, but what if the road, that's true.
Me and Jimmy, because Jimmy called me, and then I was on a conference call, and I called Jimmy back, and then Jimmy's phone was full. And then, so I couldn't leave a message, and then he called me back again. So we've been, reach out to Jimmy. You see him every day, so yeah, you see him, and tell him when he sees that.
Probably gonna happen the next week, I'd say. This will be. I think it's supposed to be pretty bad weather. So we'll be pushing snow.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you.
All right.
Everybody on the
Hey, Mike, I would say
I ain't never seen you look so bad.
So much. Yeah, I knew you was looking up at that. They're like, oh, man. Okay, three down at tennis house, but I know you was coming in the neighborhood.
Come down with that chair.
That makes hard on our house, I'm telling you. All right, man, I'll turn it by there for you when you're done. You got it, man. It's not a problem. All right, just put it behind the screen on the side.
Make sure you don't.
Nobody knows what.
How many of you think it's a straight?
If my front door bell rings, I know somebody.
Same here. I don't use mine either.
And I don't tell it to my front door. But just think, if I'm not there, just think between the, the storm.
Do it, go together. I got you covered. Not a problem.
Appreciate it.
Wait, no.
All right, man. How about
I
that?
can't complain, boy. You hanging in there?
I'm hanging in there.
All right.
Doing the best I can.
Yeah.
Got it?
I'll get Jack in the back line.
Yeah.
Never know. The DJ problem?
How you like that hurricane? That little hurricane, that's what they call it. They gonna run. You say it used to be in the middle, now it's on the right side.
I'm on one for mom. It moved over. I got her for mom, and she taking she was there to walk and take it. She'll hold it, walk, and then put it down. Pick it up, walk, and then put it down.
Oh, I gotta go to work, man. I got a couple of real estate jobs I gotta go out ready for. It's still wet though, it's really gonna get Oh, you need some little sucker trees and stuff?
Shit, no, there's no stuff to see there. Yeah, but we put, I mean, not like today and tomorrow, we put some mulch around and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, we need like more,
Yeah, oh, that's what come about.
Yeah, let me know. I'll take a look at it for you.
I don't know what the time
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know.
Let you be a that.
Yeah. Well, you mean because it's like too much work for what I want to do?
No.
Oh, no, I ain't looking for no massive big stuff. Yeah, I do tree work, but I'm not a climber. My brother-in-law, Ronnie, that crazy son of a man, brother-in-law, he climbs for me, but
He's still climbing.
Yeah.
You better than I am.
I gotta give him credit, man. He's still like a well, he hurt his foot about 3 months ago, so he's moving a little slow right now. But yeah, he's still getting in the tree, man. I still work. I get his mask on there. But yeah, let me know where's the other one for?
Thompson.
Oh, the one on Falcon.
Yeah.
Right where y'all was
Yeah, we can probably be trying to get there. So we stopped working on that one. So
y'all just sell it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you can I just cut these little trees off in the ground and just move on top of it. You ain't got to rest. Do you want to dig root balls out? I mean, oh, in a raised bed.
Yeah, bed, and then group up through it.
Oh.
Get rid of, and then you get the rest of the fire.
Is this the address?
We'll take it and halfway inside, and there's a big dumpster to go. Go to right hand side.
Right there on Falcon Street. How far you get in?
We go down the hill.
Quarter mile?
Yeah, he's right there on the right hand side. You'll see it.
Yeah.
If you get to the
So
first
what
block,
you do a lot of times when you got sucker trees like that in an area where you can't get a sun grinder in there or something, I cut a flush it, and while the cadmium layer is visible and soft and wet, you saturate the hell out of it with some weak oil. And then just put about 4 inches of mold over it, and you know, you're going for curb appeal. See, them two real estate guys I work with, that's all they want. They want to make it look good and let the next man work about it. Yeah. I hate to say it like that, but that's the way it goes. Yeah, I make it look pretty for the pictures, and when they walk, they go, man, this looks awesome, man. I come do this thing, and then when they get to digging, they go, there's a lot of roots in this. Because that's just the place I'm at now. He wanted me to put some bushes in. I said, I'm gonna be honest with you. I said, I can do it, but I'm gonna come over to Brother. because he had some trees taken out and the guy's ground the stumps, but just barely below the dirt. So there's still pieces of stump and roots going all through there. So I loaded it down with mulch, man. It looks real tight right now. But like I said, I got to put a little seed, straw all around the outside, dress it up, just so the people know that somebody's planting grass. Yeah, and it looks better. It covers up that bare dirt, you know. Because the grass is about like this right here, right there.
Oh, yeah.
They ain't got real pretty grass. It was on rental property. He's just gonna sell it there.
Yeah, you're right. But we probably walked around the outside too, right? The house.
Yeah, we gotta do something.
Yeah, I'm about to dig, man.
I mean, I'll probably know a month or two.
Oh yeah, no problem. Whenever you're ready.
Take a look, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that working good. Yeah, I'll bless you. I ain't trying to kid you.
I know you won't.
Yeah.
We were all getting this stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna give him the money for the.
Yeah. I thought about thinking about it. I gotta go. Tristan got something too. I got people texting me, you got to watch, you got to block up. I gotta send it to,
Have you got change for $100 change? I ain't sent it. I got my woman here.
I ain't got no cash on me. Shit, no, I got $3, $5.
Alright, well, I might have a 50 with the help. I'll go over there and look.
Yeah, no problem.
You can be ready